The Knicks have been quietly one of the more improved teams over the past season, and nobody's talking about it. Now, if we go over the win percentage difference from this year to last year was 31%. And this year, granted it's only like 24 games in, they're at 45 win percentage. That's impressive considering they only added like Austin Rivers and Emmanuel Quigley. Now, if we look at the wins that they had the whole last 2020 season, they had 21 wins. This year, they're not even halfway through the season yet. Maybe a quarter way through the season, and they already have 11. And not only is it 11, it's not like they're 11 and 20 or something so far. They're like almost 500. So it's pretty wild. Now, they didn't really add any players, so what's the whole, who's behind this? Who's behind making the Knicks a whole lot better? Tom Thibodeau, who was thought of as like a weird like signing for a coach back then. People were talking about the memes of him overplaying players. Well, let's be fair. So far, he has played players even more. Randall jumped from 32 to 37 minutes. RJ jumped from 30 to 35. Also, his sophomore season, though, it should be normal for a rookie to get more minutes after their rookie season. And Reggie Bullock from 23 to 28. Not to mention, Emmanuel Quigley's not getting many minutes. So you're like, well, damn, he's doing exactly what people would think he's doing. He's giving these young players less minutes. Things like Greg Popovich, Mike Malone have done. But look, it's not a bad thing so far. Tom Thibodeau currently has the Knicks as the 6th seed in the East at the time of this recording. They're probably going to be like 10 seed like by the time I'm done with this. But yeah, 6th seed for a team that has normally been a bottom 3 seed in their conference. That's pretty wild. And so he's been great at developing these players. You know, a hard-nosed coach like Popovich. If we go through what Popovich did, he turned Tony Parker, a solid point guard who was a late first-round pick, into a Hall of Famer. He turned Manu Ginobili, who was a second-round pick out of Argentina, into a Hall of Famer as well. And neither of them were great on defense, but they were never a negative on defense while on the court. This is exactly what Tom Thibodeau is doing. Now, when we go back to them Bulls days when Tibbs was coaching for the Bulls, in 2011 they had the second best defense with Joakim Noah and Luol Deng. This year he has the Knicks as the second best defense in the league behind the defending champs. And their 2 best defenders are like Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett, at least the ones that get the most minutes. But not even that too. His whole hard-nosed, let's take good shots, kind of like the Spurs system, like how the Bulls system was in 2011. Take good shots, play tough defense, don't let us beat ourselves. Bro, he's with that same mentality right now and is panning out. RJ Barrett, who's having a sleeper season, right now he's averaging 18, 5, and 7 on 43% from the field and shooting 13% better from the free throw line. Last season, he only averaged 14, 2, and 5, being crazy inefficient. 40% from the field and like about 30% from 3. This man was really struggling. Now, if we talk about Julius Randle, yeah, he's getting more minutes, but it's wild. This motherfucker is actually in some all-star conversations. I don't have him make him the all-star game, but this man has sure been playing at a great level. He went from 19, 9, and 3 on 46% shooting last year, and basically just a whole offense stopper and just slowing down the whole flow of the offense, to now he's averaging 23, 11, and 6 assists, which is a crazy feat. The only people that are really doing that right now are Jokic and Domantas Sabonis at their size. And he went from 27% from 3 to 40%, and even on more attempts this season. It's not even like he's taking like less a game. He has more attempts and he's shooting 40% from 3. And right now, as we know, the delicacy of the NBA is the 3-point shot. And the Knicks, well, they're pretty bad at shooting it. But right now, they have the best 3-point defense in the league, holding their opponent to 31% from 3. Now, 31% from 3, if you held a team from that low, like in the 80s, it's fine. I mean, they're going to take like 10 attempts a game, maybe hit 3 of them, and that's fine. But we're talking about in a league right now where there are teams that are taking up 40 to 45 threes a game. And if you're making them shoot 31% from three, so that 3-point defense is really coming up clutch for the Knicks. And right now they're doing the definition of stuff that just like get things done that won't let us beat ourselves. Right now they're top 5 in defensive rebounding, not allowing many second chance points. That's one way to make sure you don't beat yourself. They're top 5 in offensive rebounds, second opportunities. It's very important in today's NBA because shit, if you get an offensive rebound and the freaking defense starts to run back in transition and you get that ball, man, you get a 3-point shooter and all of a sudden, like, damn, that's a big shot right there. And the wildest thing is that, yes, this is the second best defensive team in the league, but they are the lowest scoring team right now. And you're thinking like, okay, Mavs last year were the greatest offense historically ever, and they made the 7th seed. This is the best defense with the worst offense, at least points per game wise, and they're not getting burnt on it. They're still winning games. They held the Blazers to like, I don't know if I remember this right, it was like 90 to 100 points. And holding the Blazers, which is a top 5 offense right now, to that many points is kind of wild. And like I said, man, this dude Tom Thibodeau, he's really underrated in this whole process. Like I said, he's making sure that the team doesn't beat themselves. They're taking good shots. They're actually pretty good in field goal percentage right now. For it to be the Knicks, they're shooting pretty well from the field. And you saw those people, their field goal percentage jumped up. They're limiting turnovers. They went from 15, the middle of the pack on the amount of turnovers that they gave last year, to 7. So they went from one of the, all right, you'll throw a good amount of turnovers a game, to, well, we're like almost a top 5 team in keeping the ball in our possession. And they're playing great defense. I would never thought that a core of Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Elfrid Payton, Mitchell Robinson, who's not a starter, is being the second best defense in the league. That's kind of wild.